Always start by running towards the bedrooms. Pay attention to when your stamina begins draining, and if the generator spawned here. 2 hits and a gashing wound always executes except on guest. Always react quickly to survivor movements and know how far your attacks reach. After a kill, always take time to regenerate your stamina bar prior to starting a new chase. Conserve your stamina whenever someone is cornered. Save it for when they eventually have to run. Damn, didn't turn fast enough to prevent the backstab. There are 2 times behind me, but I know they aren't close enough to backstab me yet. I'll have to get the Builder Man quickly.
Ooh.
Always make an attempt to face 2 times whenever they're close to you. Chase music still playing after a kill means someone else is close to you. Dude had weakness 100. There's still someone near. Chase music still hasn't stopped. Notice how I'm always feathering my stamina bar outside of chase. You want to save your stamina for the chase, not for looking for the survivor. When you play Jason properly, there should be very few situations where you actually have to use your raging pace to keep up. Think of your raging pace as the emergency stamina bar when you play unoptimally, or when a survivor is actually good at the game. Always walk if a survivor is in your face and time sprinting to when you attack. Resume sprinting when the survivor decides to make a break for it.
Nom, nom, nom.
Do I have the best hitboxes in this game or what? Elliot is waiting at a check spot, which is smart. I regen a bit of stamina before committing to one side. It's important to take the corners as tight as possible to cut distance. Here, Elliot corners himself. Notice instead of using my raging pace, I patiently stand at the other side. Never mind, he is using a cola. It's a free gashing wound. Instead of following directly behind him, I follow in a way that forces him to path unoptimally. Basically, you don't ever want to be running the hypotenuse path.
Oh, hell no, man.
No need for raging pace in the entirety of the game. After playing multiple Cool Kid games, I just couldn't find a difficult match to test my skill. I start off by throwing my Corrupt Nature since it has such a low cooldown and doesn't punish you for missing much. I use my walk speed override here to catch the guest off guard. Even if he was block baiting, I would go through him and hit the Shedletsky anyways. Whoa, calm down there, Shed. A little too close there. Why are there survivors everywhere? What is going on?
Are you serious right now, bro?
An easy way to use walk speed override is to use it on stunners that miss their stuns, or survivors that run predictably. I used it earlier because the 2 noobs were a cushion pad if the Shedletsky dodged it. Get as close as you can with a full stamina bar, then go in for the kill. In narrow passageways, it's usually a free walk speed override hit. Perfect timing on the slate skin expiry. Use your Corrupt Nature to damage turrets to make them one shot from your punch. Getting hit by Corrupt Nature typically insta-loses you the chase due to the slowness. Or if you run like a headless chicken. Here I throw my Corrupt Nature to the place he would need to stand if he wanted to see me come up the stairs. Waiting out block, ... If you would like to help me by being some of the survivors in my games, join my DC server on my profile. Just make sure you don't die in 10 seconds. I use Corrupt Nature in response to him beginning to walk. Typically, this signifies the survivor ran out of stamina, which makes dodging very difficult. But in his case, he just randomly decided to walk. Now to look for the noob, simply run around until your stamina begins to drain. Knowing I cleared the bottom half of the map, I spawn my pizza guys to narrow the search and apply pressure to them. I hear their footsteps in the cave, so I throw my Corrupt Nature at one of the check spots. Wrap it up, man. How are you already out of stamina, drinking your slate skin potion? Now is not the time for a burger. Let's hope the last man standing puts up a fight. Why in the world are you drinking your cola this early? Corrupt Nature, the check spot. Since he has speed 2, I will wait out the... What are you doing? Did he just accidentally step in the slowness water? As always, I start by heading to the bedrooms, checking if any survivors are on the generator. He is already dead. He just doesn't know it yet. When using John Doe's wall, simply cut off the most optimal path survivors can take. Now he can only leave through the door that I came in from. Here are some more examples. Each map has its own unique places where you can wall survivors off. It's up to you to be creative and spot them. Or I could make a video covering them. Leave a comment if you want a more in-depth wall and pool location guide. Using your spikes to destroy turrets is also a great use. This is a very good digital footprint placement on this map. It makes it easy to trap any survivors who run towards this area using your wall. He chose to go through the trap, dooming him due to the slowness. Only trap narrow pathways, so survivors cannot walk around your traps. This trap placement also has a similar effect, being a very popular doorway for survivors to run through. Here I cut off the noob's planned escape route, once again making him a free kill. He pops a slate skin potion, so in response I trap his exit route. When attacking cornered survivors, time your sprinting to your attacks and position yourself in front of where the survivor wants to run. Once again, feathering my stamina bar, so I have the closest to a full bar when the guest eventually has to run out this corner. Oh, shit. Luckily, that's what John Doe passive is for. John Doe being slower than Jason and having his attack wind up being 0.2 seconds slower, you need to be closer to the survivor for the attack to hit. Another great trap on this map. The courtyard is typically a death zone for survivors, so I hope he stays on the right side of the wall. Did he just teleport? What? Wait, I just walled myself off.
A few moments later.
Why did it actually end up working in my favor? If you couldn't already tell, I am not used to John Doe's range, as I don't play him often.
Bye, have a great time.
Good riddance. The wall would have cut Shed off if it didn't kill. Totally. Yeah, I need to go back to playing Jason and Cool Kid. I am missing way too much. Because of John Doe's long attack windup, I actually managed to move my attack away before hitting the guest, so he wouldn't block it. We definitely want the 007 out before last man standing. If you see 2 times respawn point before last man standing, always trap it. I was just blind earlier. Absolutely terrible wall by me. I had no clue what I was even trying to do with it to begin with. Somehow, though, it ended up working in my favor since he ran out of stamina early because he used some to dodge the spikes. What?